Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're thinking of buying a home in the Greater Toronto area and you want to learn about buying a pre-sale or a pre-construction property, then this is your complete step-by-step guide. I'm going to walk you through the entire journey from the moment you decide to buy your next home to the day you get your keys and beyond. We'll talk about the process, deposits, timelines, interim occupancy, taxes, and the surprises that catch people out. I'll share what to do, what to ask, and what to budget for. If this video helps at any point, then click the subscribe button so you don't miss future deep dives. Alright, let's start with the most important decision you will make before you even step into a sales center. Are you buying a place to live in or an investment property? Because those two are completely different mindsets. If it's for you to live in, you're thinking lifestyle, neighborhood, commute, schools, amenities, and how the space feels. But if it's an investment, emotions take a backseat. Now you're focused on rents, cash flow, assignment rules, and long-term appreciation. Once you know why you're buying, then start with researching the various builder projects. Focus on the project details, not just the sales brochure. Marketing renderings are beautiful by design, but your job is to look between the lines. Once you've identified a few projects, then start researching the developer. Do they consistently deliver? Have their past projects been completed close to schedule? Are they well capitalized? In this market, we've seen cancellations in the past. Choosing a reputable builder with a strong track record is your first layer of risk management. Then evaluate the project location's future, not just the present. Are there municipal plans for parks, schools, or a community center? Look into any planned transit expansion or infrastructure improvements in the areas like recreational facilities, plazas, bus routes, or GO stations, as they can significantly impact long-term value and livability. Next, understand timelines. Townhomes, semis, and detached homes have different construction timelines than high-rise towers. Large projects are often built in phases, and later phases typically deliver later and can cost more. Delays happen due to various reasons. Your contract will include an outside occupancy or closing date in the Tarion addendum. Understand how delays are handled and what compensation or rights you have if those dates are exceeded. Make sure you understand the worst case closing date before which you cannot take any legal action. The worst case closing date could be 1.5 years later than the original closing date you were told. So be careful and keep an eye out for this. You will find this in the agreement of purchase and sale. Now let's talk money. Most projects aim for roughly 20% total in deposits, but you don't pay it all at once. You'll bring a check or draft on signing, often around 5%, then pay staged deposits over months or even a year or two with the final amount at occupancy or final closing. You'll provide post-dated checks and they will be cashed on the dates in your schedule, so make sure the funds are ready. The stage structure is one reason pre-construction works for first-time buyers, as you can build your down payment over time. When it comes to taxes, if you're buying as an end user to make it your primary residence, the builder's price usually includes HST. In plain language, you won't see an extra 13% on closing. The builder has priced that in based on you living there. If there is a rebate to be provided by the government, then you should know beforehand how would the rebate work. Do you have to request it with the CRA, or will the builder be doing this on your behalf? When it comes to getting a mortgage, most builders want a letter from a major Canadian bank at the time of purchase. It shows that you can afford the property you are reserving. Some builders partner with a bank during sales and offer perks or extended rate holds as long as your circumstances do not change. Just remember, you'll probably need to qualify again at closing under whatever rates and stress test that applies then. You should also use the programs designed to help first-time buyers to save money during your purchase. Claim the first-time home buyer's tax credit on new built properties if you're eligible. Consider the RRSP home buyer's plan to withdraw up to $35,000 per person tax-free and repay it over 15 years. Open a first home savings account. Contributions there are tax deductible and withdrawals for your first home are tax-free. And you can combine FHSA and HBP for the same purchase. On closing, your lawyer will apply the land transfer tax rebates up to $4,000 from Ontario, plus up to $4,475 from the City of Toronto if you're buying there. Your agreement of purchase and sale is long for a reason. Review the purchase price and the entire deposit schedule. Understand the occupancy and closing timelines, the outside dates, and what compensation or rights you have if the builder goes past them. Confirm every adjustment like maximum development charges, utility connection fees, and any other line items that could show up as part of your closing costs. It is also super important to clarify assignment rights and costs in the agreement and whether you're allowed to assign the property or not. If you sign the APS for a new condo unit, the Ontario Condominium Act gives you a 10-day cooling off period. During these 10 calendar days, you can cancel for any reason and have your deposit returned. If you're unsure of something, then have an experienced pre-construction lawyer review the agreement and disclosures. Also remember, this cooling off period only applies for condo properties and not freeholds. Now, about a year before occupancy, you'll be invited to the design center to choose finishes. This is selection, not negotiation on your incentives or price, as they were locked at signing. If you're moving in yourself, choose the finishes you'll enjoy every day. But remember to be conscious about the design center selections, because if you upgrade everything to the maximum, then perhaps the final purchase price goes beyond the amount you can get a mortgage approved for, and this might cause issues during closing. Now, while your building is under construction, track 3 milestones: expected or interim occupancy, anticipated registration and final closing date, and any notice periods where you need to act. If you do not act within the required window, the builder might penalize you, thus increasing your closing costs. Also remember, delays are common, so planning for them is smart. Now, one of the biggest surprises for first-time condo buyers is interim occupancy. In a high-rise building, once your unit is finished, often starting with lower floors, you can receive keys even though the building isn't legally registered yet. During this interim occupancy period, you can occupy the place, but you don't have to pay a mortgage because you don't have title yet. Instead, you pay a monthly occupancy fee to the developer. That fee covers interest on the unpaid balance of the purchase price, estimated property taxes, and estimated maintenance fees. It's essentially rent on the home that's about to become yours. This can last a few weeks or it can stretch many months, depending on construction, inspections, and registration. For investors, we should know that many builders prohibit renting during the interim occupancy period, and if you want the option to lease during occupancy, negotiate that right up front as an incentive. It can save thousands over the interim period. Now let's talk about assignments. Assignments are simply the sale of your right to buy the property before final closing. If your contract allows it, and not all do, you can sell your agreement to a new buyer with builder approval. Builders usually charge an assignment fee. They typically control when assignments are permitted and most prohibit MLS advertising. The new buyer pays you back your deposits and any agreed profit, then takes over the remaining obligations. It can be a useful strategy, but the tax and HST implications matter, and not every assignment sells at a profit. Speak to your realtor, lawyer, and accountant before you go down this path. Now, once the property is registered with the municipality, you hit final closing. That's when your lawyer transfers title into your name, your mortgage funds, your statement of adjustments is settled, and your regular payments begin. For condo owners, that's also when your monthly maintenance fees officially start. Now, a point of caution around closing costs. Development charges and municipal levies are big variables and they tend to rise over time. That's why you want upper caps written into your agreement so you know your maximum exposure for these two charges. In addition to these two, your closing costs can have utility hookup fees, Tarion enrollment fee, legal fees, title insurance, and land transfer tax. If you're buying in Toronto, there's a municipal land transfer tax on top of the provincial one. The good news is first-time buyers get rebates up to $4,000 on the Ontario side and up to $4,475 on the Toronto side. This is applied by your lawyer at closing. As a planning buffer, many buyers set aside roughly 3 to 5% of the purchase price for closing costs on a pre-construction property after accounting for rebate. Now, for pre-construction properties, the Tarion warranty protection is your safety net. Your deposit is protected within Tarion limits. Once you take possession, you have the 1-year warranty for materials and workmanship, the 2-year warranty for major systems and building envelope, including water penetration, and the 7-year warranty for major structural defects. Before you move into your new home, you'll do a pre-delivery inspection. When in it, you should walk slowly, take photos, and document everything. Highlight all issues you notice in the property during your PDI. Most issues get solved directly by the builder when you flag them. And remember to file your Tarion forms on time so coverage can be claimed if problems arise. A quick note for investors here. Obviously, cash flow really matters for investment properties. But in today's markets, with 20% down on a brand new property, neutral or positive cash flow is uncommon at current property prices and rents. Expect negative cash flow. If your original plan was a quick flip, then honestly, be prepared to hold and rent. Real estate rewards time in the market more than perfect timing. So, is pre-construction right for you? Well, if you value new finishes, modern amenities, warranties, and a deposit schedule that lets you build your down payment over time, it can be a fantastic path. If you need to move next month, hate uncertainty, desire mature neighborhoods, then resale might be a better fit. Either way, make the decision with your eyes open, choose a reputable builder, read the paperwork with a realtor or a lawyer, negotiate incentives into the contract, cap your variable fees, and keep your finances steady until closing. If this video helped you in any way, then please click the subscribe button so this kind of deep dive education keeps showing up in your feed. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one.